So we made one of these DIY camp stoves here out of the cardboard and the wax. So I wanted to take a little time today, cook up a couple steaks and some dehydrated refried beans. So we'll get this thing started up. I'll show you the camp gear and the skillet and stuff that we're going to use today. We'll go ahead and get some steaks cooking. So with this camp stove, we're going to have to use something to prop up our frying pan on here. So you could probably put rocks around this thing or maybe a couple of logs to elevate your pan. But for me, I brought some heavy gauge nails here. So we're going to pound these nails in with our hatchet, and that way we could put our skillet on top. So in my haversack here, I got another bag. Now this bag contains my mess kit. It's got fork, knife, spoon, seasonings, pair of tongs, pot grippers, frying pan. We'll take a closer look at that here in a second. I got some refried beans here today. Now these are dehydrated. You just gotta mix water into it so it's a 1-to-1 ratio. And of course we got some thin cut steaks here. Let's take a look at our frying pan though. So let's take a look here at my mess kit. This is actually a Firebox brand. This top piece right here is going to be your plate. And inside of it we got a little bottle of olive oil, some pinchers, got a spork and a spoon system here, some pot grabbers. Of course we got some seasoning for our steak. And then a cutting board. So we'll go ahead and get our stove lit up. So we got our camp stove lit up here. We could toss our skillet on and start warming it up. So this oil that we put in is nice and hot. We're actually ready for our steaks here. And these are thin cut steaks. They should cook really fast. So our camp stove is working really well, but with the wind blowing, I could feel all that heat blowing right into me. So it's going to make our food cook a lot slower, blowing the heat off of it. So we actually have a windbreak here. So we're going to put this around our frying pan and block some of that wind off. You could already feel the heat coming upwards now. This would cook a lot better for us. So our meat's actually done here. We'll give it a couple more minutes just to brown up, and then we'll cook our refried beans. So our meat here is a nice golden brown, cooked all the way through. But I got some French bread here. So I think what I want to do here is take this French bread, and while I got all that steak fat in there, go ahead and toast our bread up a little bit. We'll split this bread down the middle. So we'll pull our meat off and then toss our French roll in there, brown it up a little bit. These are toasting up pretty good. We'll flip them over. We'll add a little bit of olive oil to it because our pan's getting pretty dry. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So our bread's looking really good. We're going to toss this to the side, make our refried beans. Now for our dehydrated refried beans, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So let's say we do a half a cup of water, we'll need a half a cup of dry beans. Bring the water to a boil, and then that's got to simmer for about 5 minutes. I'm hoping about a half a cup will work here. I changed my mind. We'll do a full cup. So add a cup of water here, bring it to a boil. Nice and hot. And then we'll add our beans here in a few minutes. So that's pretty close to 8 ounces right there. Now if you have too much water in your pot here, you could always add more beans to it. So our water here is just shy of boiling. You can see it's dark from the steak drippings on there and the fat. We'll leave that in there for a little extra flavor. Put some of our beans in there, mix it up. So as we were cooking this down, our meat's actually cold. So we're actually going to toss our meat right into this pot here. We'll warm our meat up and then make our sandwich. Alright, so our meat and our beans is warmed up here. We're going to try to do this in our lap. But essentially we're going to take this steak and the beans, make a nice sandwich out of this. So this was a lot of fun today. On one hand, we got to use our camp stove that we made here in a previous video, and we also tried our dehydrated refried beans for the first time, and they taste absolutely delicious. So I'm going to sit back, watch this burn down, enjoy my sandwich. Thanks for joining us today for lunch, and we'll catch you guys next time.